everyone. Our lesson today is about a space exploration discovered many years ago. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to recognize the history of a space exploration, identify the author's purpose, and fill in a time chart. When you first hear the word space exploration, you directly think of what is really out there. So, let's watch this video to be introduced to our amazing universe, and then we will continue. Now, after we're introduced to our universe, let's come back to our lesson, which is one out of many amazing space explorations. You have probably heard the word Hally before. Maybe Hally the scientist, or Hally the comet. Our lesson today is going to be about Hally's comet. What do you know about it? Let's begin our lesson to learn interesting things about this comet and its history. For centuries, comets have been one of our biggest mysteries. They are among the most beautiful and interesting sights in the universe. People from all over the world have been surprised and often scared by the sight of the comet blazing across the sky. Edmund Halley, an astronomer born in 1656, was very interested in comets. He studied them for most of his life. Part of Halley's studies involved measuring the paths of comets through the night sky. Halley learned that comets moved around the sun in the path of an ellipse. An ellipse is like a circle that has been stretched out in one direction. He ascertained that because comets travel in an elliptical path, the same comet could be seen from Earth again and again. This was a brand new concept during his time. At the age of 26, Halley noticed a comet that was especially bright and large. He spent a long time studying it. Then it disappeared from view. Based on his calculations, Halley predicted that this bright comet would return again 75 years after he first saw it. Now, do you think that Halley's calculations were accurate? Let's continue to figure out. Halley died in 1742. Thus, he was not able to see that he was correct. This same bright comet returned right on time. No longer after that, because Halley had learned so much about it, the comet was named Halley's Comet in his honor. Now, do you think that Halley was the first to recognize the comet? Let's continue to find out. Scientists who had been following Halley's work began to look back through history. They learned that for centuries there had been mention of a comet in the sky about 75 years, going all the way back to 467 BC. Often, the return of Halley's comet seems to coincide with important events in history. For many years, people believed that Halley's comet caused catastrophes from sickness to war. Now, what do you know about comets more than it's a big glowing rock? Let's continue to figure out. Since then, scientists have learned more about the comets. They now know that comets do not cause bad events. They have also learned what comets are like. All comets consist of a head and a tail. Some comet tails are longer than others. The head is made mostly of ice plus some dust and pieces of rock. US astronomer Fred Whipple coined the phrase dirty snowballs to describe comets. Comets move through the sky very quickly. However, their speed depends on how close they are to the sun. When Halley's comet is farthest from the sun, or at its aphelion, it moves at 2040 miles per hour. When it is closest to the sun, or at its perihelion, it moves at an amazing 122,000 miles per hour. For a long time, scientists wondered where comets came from. Today, most scientists believe that comets come from an unseen cloud of particles called the Oort cloud. Halley's comet returns every 75 years, and its last appearance was in 28 years ago. Then, When do you think it will come back? Let's continue to figure out. People today remain fascinated by the celestial time traveler. The most recent visit from Hally's Comet was 28 years ago. At that time, scientists all over the world studied the comet. Two Soviet spacecraft, the Vega 1 and Vega 2, got a close look at the comet as it raced through the sun. Hally's Comet should next return in 2061. Who knows what high-tech equipment will be around to study it then. However, other comets are periodically discovered, making a once-in-a-lifetime visit. If you get the chance to study one of these stellar fireballs, do so. You'll be thrilled. Now, after finishing reading our lesson, what was the writer's purpose in the above text, in your opinion? The author usually has one of three purposes: to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. And in our case, he is giving information about comets in general, and Halley Comet in particular. Now, you can find your lesson, page 110 and 111. Please reread it and answer the following comprehension questions.